Good afternoon, welcome to our second Euro 2024 live game of the day. And we're in Stuttgart for this one, as Slovenia take on Denmark, as Group C is ready to get underway. England and Serbia face off a bit later on, but it is Slovenia and Denmark's turn to get their campaigns up and running. And it's Slovenia's first Euro Championship game in 24 years. And they face a Denmark side they faced in qualifying in Euro 2024 Group C, getting underway here in the Stuttgart Arena. Denmark quietly confident as maybe one of those that can sneak their way into the latter stages, as they did in Euro 2020, sneaking into the semi-finals, eventually being beaten by England on that count. And they would love to emulate their previous run at this Euros. And they have Slovenia to get them underway. And that'll be Group C up and running. Let's have a look at the two teams then for this one. And we start with Slovenia. And the experienced Jan Oblak captains his country to their first Euros finals game in 24 years. He starts in goal. Zan Karnasik, Vanka Drusic, Daka Bijol and Erik Janza start in defence. Stojanovic, Serin Elsnik and Mlakar start in midfield, with a front two of Andras Sporar and Benjamin Sesko leading the line. For Denmark, under Kasper Hjulmand, Kasper Schmeichel starts in goal and he captains the side, both goalkeepers captaining their countries this afternoon. They start with a back five, it seems, of Alexander Ba, Joachim Andersen, Andreas Christensen, Jannik Vestergaard and Victor Christiansen. A midfield three of Pierre-Emil Højbjerg, Morten Hjulmand and Christian Eriksen, with a front two of Jonas Vind and Rasmus Højlund. And a lot of experience on the Danish bench as well. Hermansen, Ronno Kjær, who started at centre-back in the previous edition of the Euros. Joachim Mæhle as well, Rasmus Christensen, Zanka, Jensen, Delaney, Olsen, Damsgaard, Norgard, Brun Larsen, Dolberg, Poulsen and Dreyer all on the bench. Slovenia certainly hoping that they might sneak a third place in this group, but if they get off to a good start, they could give themselves an even better chance at that. They've only featured in one previous Euros finals. That was in 2000. And they will hope that they can make this more of a habit in the future. Kick-off in Group C is next. Very good evening. Welcome to our second game of the day. Busy, busy, busy. But we love it. at these international competitions and on the international stage. Slovenia in all white, Denmark in all red. Pretty distinctive colour differences between the two. Denmark got to the semi-finals 3 years ago. They'll be hoping that they can emulate that once again. And they're counting down to kick off here in the Stuttgart Arena. As the referee gets this going. As Group C kicks off. And England and Serbia will be watching on closely before they face each other a bit later. And we'll be watching to see whether Slovenia can cause the first upset of the campaign, or will Denmark get off to a flying start. So far, there has not been an upset in any of our games that we've been watching over the last 3 days. But there's bound to be one. And could this be the one? Where a semi-finalist of the last edition of the Euros ends up faltering to a side who haven't been in a Euros final in over 24 years. I, myself, have never witnessed Slovenia in a Euros ever. And I'm 20. So there we are. That's how maths works, obviously. But it'll be interesting to see, how Slovenia deal with Denmark. It looked like they've started with a back four, which is an interesting scenario. Majority of the sides that are kind of seen as the lesser, in quotation marks, the lesser teams in the early stages have fared up. Usually they've gone for a back five, but they've gone for a back four, and Denmark could be in early doors here. They're flooding bodies forward as Hjulmand plays it wide to Anderson. Anderson look with a cross, blocked off and cleared up the pitch now. Sesko tried to bring it down, but didn't intercept it as Victor Christiansen picks it up down the left. Denmark, can they emulate what they did 3 years ago? We will see. And they want to get off to a perfect start. They'll want to be one of the top two at least. Knowing England's in this group and one of the favourites to win the competition, they'll certainly be favourites England to top the group. Denmark want to be on the coattails of the Three Lions if that ends up being the case. And they'll have to get past Slovenia to start off with if they're to get off to a perfect start. And kind of put pressure on both teams playing a bit later on this evening. Playing first can be a good thing. You can put pressure on the two other teams in the competition, or in your group. Rasmus Højlund here has just gone down. Yeah, he just lost his boot there. It was Vanga Drusic. But just clipped the heel of Rasmus Højlund there. And he just had to put his boot back on. He felt the pain of it. The Manchester United centre forward. Of course, it'll be a big campaign for him. The youngster, 21, Rasmus Højlund. One of the pipped youngsters to come through. Could be the next generation of Danish football. The last generation that we've just seen sort of surpassing. It's been one of the best for Denmark in recent years. Here's Vestergaard. Ba. Hjulmand battling there. We'll get the throw in down the right hand side. Coming into this one, we talk about the big favourites, the big teams, the experienced sides that have a lot of quality. We can talk all day about the likes of a Germany, a Spain, an England, a France, Italy. Just trying to remember all the names. The Netherlands, etc., etc. You can talk about Portugal. You can talk about these big countries. But Denmark are in that kind of zone where they're one of the good teams. They're a very good side. But they're not always talked about. They're not on the headlines. They're not the ones that many people talk about getting far in competitions or going to the latter stages of these competitions. And they've proven that they have the quality to do so. I know, of course, it was a tough time in one of their group games in Euro 2020 when Christian Eriksen, who's on the pitch now, and great to see him playing, and he has been playing over the last couple of years at Brentford and at Manchester United as well. It's great to see him on the pitch after that incident that we don't want to talk about and we don't want to mention and don't want to keep harping back to it. But surely that was part of how how Denmark, they came together as a team, how they got to the semi-finals in Euro 2020. Slovenia coming forward here down the right hand side. Cross fizzed across the box by Sporar, and it was well dealt with by Christensen in there. Slovenia showing their ability as Christian Eriksen tries to break away and will get the free kick for the foul. Our referee this afternoon is Sandro Scherer from Switzerland. Here's Anderson. Christensen. Across to Yannick Vestergaard. Well, Premier League fans will be very aware of that Danish back three. All have had big involvement in Premier League clubs over the years. Lovely ball by Vestergaard in behind. Nicely brought down here by Vind. Oh, couldn't get the finish of it, and the flag was up in any case against Jonas Wind. Just see this again. Really nice ball over the top by Vestergaard. And he might... Oh, that's very tight, that one. Very, very tight. It might have been two playing him on, or he might have been just narrowly offside there, Jonas Wind. Really beautiful ball over the top by Yannick Vestergaard, and Bijol does incredibly well at marshalling him to stop him and allow his teammates to get back in. It's good defending by Slovenia, but a really nice effort by Vestergaard. Really good ball forward. And good run by Jonas Wind. But the flag went up against him. Whether that was correct or not is to be seen. We'll not really know because the VAR won't get involved. No need. Stojanovic. Here's Chering. Now out wide to Karnacik. Now Chering. Getting to grips with these names. I do apologise if I mispronounced some of them. Here's Mlakar. Looking for the deep cross, but far too much on that one. And he does apologise for that one, Janza. And it will be a goal kick to Denmark. Slovenian head coach Matai Kek. And there's the Danish coach Kasper Hjulmand. Kasper Hjulmand, of course, who became the Danish manager in August of 2020, was the manager in their last Euros edition in July 2021. This is his 51st game in charge of Denmark, which they've won 32 of their previous 50. Lost just 13 matches. Promising side. It's lovely work in between the lines. Here's Eriksen. Finds Højlund. Lays it off down the right hand side. The cross comes in and it's blocked behind for a corner. Nice idea by Denmark. Christian Eriksen working the ball really nicely in between the lines. It was initially Højbjerg. Laid it off. Christian Eriksen just round the corner. Højlund got on the edge of the box and he just tries to spin away. Drifts it out wide for Ba to get on the end of it, and looked for the cross. Alexander Ba blocked off behind for the corner of Erik Jansa. Will be a Danish corner, early doors. Right footed delivery into the box. Headed away at the front post. By Janka. All the way back now it comes to Joachim Andersen. Ba. Back to Andersen. We are expecting Denmark to possibly dominate the ball. They have done so far. 79% possession. We talk about those shocks. We haven't seen one yet, and the way Denmark have started, they look proper. They look up for this. But Slovenia defending a few situations well so far, as Jonas Wind tries to break away and ends up being fouled by Cherin. It is a free kick to Denmark. Just all over the back of him there, Adam Cherin, the back of Jonas Wind. And Eriksson and Højbjerg over this one for Denmark. A good distance out, 35 yards from the byline. And they will whip this one in. Bodies in the box, Anderson, Vestergaard amongst them. Eriksson with a delivery, right-footed, headed on and over the bar by Andreas Christensen. Tried to whip that one, Eriksson. Whipped it nicely, and Christensen got ahead of anyone else. Got up there to win the header, but could only head it over the bar. Slovenia go for the long ball. Intercepted and nicked away there from Elsnik, but the referee's going to pull it back for a foul by Højbjerg. Late on that challenge. Did well, Elsnik, to just spin away from Højbjerg and buy the challenge, and it is a good bit of work from Elsnik to shield the ball and get the free kick. Stojanovic out to the left-hand side. Mlakar. Back to Bijol. Nicely sprayed out to the right-hand side for Karnacik. Back to Drakusic. And now back to Jan Oblak. Of course, Jan Oblak. I looked at the lineups when they came out, and I looked very experienced goalkeepers. Jan Oblak, of course, yeah, Atletico Madrid man. Actually, will be celebrating 10 years at Atletico Madrid in July. Joined for £13 million from Benfica back in July 2014. Was at Benfica for quite a number of years before that. Was on a couple of loan spells as well in and around that, and had cemented his place for the last 10 years in that Atletico Madrid side. Lifted a couple of La Liga titles as well. Kept 13 clean sheets in La Liga last season in 38 appearances. Started all 38 games of La Liga. So, certainly a consistent performer. Didn't actually play in either of Slovenia's warm-up games against Armenia or Bulgaria. Slovenia won 2-1 against Armenia and a 1-1 draw against Bulgaria, warming up for the Euros. Here's Christiansen on the left-hand side, trying to break his way through, but well marshalled. Good work from Wind to help him out. Through the lines by Højbjerg. Now Hjulmand round the corner. Wind was battling, but couldn't get anywhere near the ball. Just a bit ahead of him there from Morten Hjulmand. Nice ball from Eriksson, laid it off to Hjulmand, and then Wind just making the run in behind, but the ball just too far ahead of him. And they've got the tops off, those Danish fans, a couple of them. Feeling the weather, feeling the heat, surely, in Stuttgart. Will be a Danish corner or throw in there. That's good pressing by Rasmus Højlund. And talked about how good the weather has been here in Germany. A true festival atmosphere. 21 degrees here in Stuttgart. Wind with the first header from the throw-in. Christiansen with it, miss kick, but will run all the way through to Jan Oblak, who will gather, but again, just a slight bit more. That could have been a good opportunity for Denmark there. Oblak goes long. As Sporer tries to flick it on, but didn't work out the first time. But they've won it back now. Here is Sporer. Oh, and tried to go for the flick in behind to Benjamin Sesko, but closed down well by that Danish midfield. And they've pinged the ball about beautifully there. And that's lovely from Wind, and now the advantage has been played, but Hoyland will not get to that. And that's going to be a free kick. The referee's going to pull this one back. It's a crunching challenge on Eunice Wind. And the referee is just going to have a word with Jakob Bijol. Yeah, it's a crunching challenge. Swings a right leg right out at him, comes sliding in. It's a definite free kick. Slovenia need to be careful of those types of challenges. Can't have too many of those. Wind does really well. Bah, couldn't carry the ball with him. As Schulman went sliding in, and now Slovenia can try and break free, but Vestergaard had it covered. An awful touch there in the middle by Eriksson, and it's still alive here. Sesko with a shot! Oh! Just for a second I thought that was going to balls the top corner, but it just goes the wrong side of the post. Lovely turn by Benjamin Sesko, and he just thought why not hit it? It was a lovely strike, and it had Kasper Schmeichel worried. Had him diving, and it was a really good effort, just wide of the left post. What an effort. That would have been some goal if it had found the net. Here comes Hoyland on the right hand side up against Bijol. Bijol battling well, and Denmark will get the throw. They've taken a quickly Wind. Lovely ball in behind. That's a lovely goal. Christian Eriksen. Beautiful football. They take a quick throw in. Wind with the ball round the corner. On running Christian Eriksen to slot it in the corner. Beautiful from Denmark. Just a minute after where they could have easily went behind. And they've been on top probably the first 15 minutes or so. Slovenia have marshalled them well so far. Defended them well so far. But you can't stop one-touch football like that. Beautiful from Denmark. Hoyland gets the throw in. And they think, take it quickly. They spot the advantage they have. And it's a beautiful flick. That is some flick by Jonas Wind. Round the corner. And Eriksen knows it's coming. Runs onto it. Takes a touch. And just toe pokes it into the bottom corner with his right foot. Lovely. That is some goal. And in a pretty good moment for Denmark. Slovenia maybe were just getting a bit of a grip, and maybe starting to ask maybe a question or two. But Christian Eriksen, the man with the most in the Danish side, has given his country the lead. Slovenia 0, Denmark 1. And that will just settle those early doubts and early nerves that may be lingering for Denmark. Just relaxes the players, relaxes the fans a bit more. It was beautiful. Have to say, that was sensational. And those Denmark fans just settling down once again, but they're waving those scarves in celebration. Their side have taken the lead early. It's had a lot of early goals in games so far in this tournament. Defences don't last with clean sheets very long, it seems, so far. And Poland scored in the 16th minute in our game earlier on. Here's Slovenia, they won the break. Sporer with a cross. And Christensen had to slide to put it out. It's a good opportunity, this. It's a break down the right-hand side in Sporart. He's just offside. Just offside. But Ba was the last man for Denmark. They're the deepest player. He's actually not offside. They've played it for a corner. So Cherin will get this corner and a chance to deliver a ball in for Slovenia here. They've got the majority of their fans behind this goal. So Adam Cherin will take this corner. Right hand side. Bit of defending for Denmark to do here. Cherin. Waiting for the right moment. Right footed delivery. Whipped in. Right to the back post and brought down in a deflection. Takes it wide for another corner. I think it was Jansa that time. Lovely cross by Cherin. And then the second phase of it just drops perfectly for Jansa with a left-footed strike. Deflected for another corner. Have a second shot out of here, Cherin. Whips it in again. Bouncing ball all the way out to Jansa again. That time was easily blocked by Denmark. They will stay in possession here with Stojanovic. Mlakar down the left hand side. Back with Drukšić. Jansa. Over the top it went. Sesko was eyeing it up, but Christensen got there ahead of him. Schulman trying to bring it down, and Jonas Wind is the one that's caught there in the end. It will be a free kick to Denmark. The Danes who've actually have dominated the ball, 69% of the ball, but it's not that they've had the better shots. Both have had 3 shots apiece, Slovenia and Denmark, but just the one on target, and that was Christian Eriksen's goal between the two sides. Denmark dominating the ball, but both sides showing a bit of output in the final third. I'd say Slovenia's efforts, 2 of them have come from set pieces. The other one was a crazy effort from Benjamin Sesko. It could have turned into an absolute screamer of a goal, but that's a bit complacent there. A bit lazy from Victor Christiansen. Wasn't at full concentration there, and the ball just evaded him. Went out for the throw in his own half. And that's what Slovenia will be looking for. Try and pounce upon a possible lapse of concentration from Denmark. Halfway through the first half. Slovenia 0, Denmark 1. Christian Eriksen's wonderful effort, giving the Danes the lead. Christian Eriksen's 42nd goal at international level in his 131st appearance. Certainly an output. That's a lovely run in behind by Elshnik. That time Kasper Schmeichel was comfortable and dealt with it. Slovenia look threatening though. Here's Cherin. Out wide on the right. Karničík. Karničník. I apologise for the pronunciations. I will keep apologising. I just want to learn them. Learning them, although Slovenia there, coming down the right left-hand side, just heading that one out of play. It'll be a Denmark throw. talk about Slovenia's warm-up games. Slovenia are unbeaten in their last 6 internationals. The last team to beat them, funnily enough, listen to this, was in the qualifiers, and it was, you guessed it, it was Denmark. Well, the last team that beat Slovenia in an international. They've won 4 of their last 6 internationals. 5 of those last 6 have been international friendlies. A win over the USA, a 2-2 draw with Malta, a 2-0 win over Portugal in March, then the warm-up games, the 2-1 win over Armenia, and the 1-1 draw with Bulgaria. But since that point, November 2023, when they did lose to Denmark, they are unbeaten. So it could be their kind of their bogey team. It seems. Let's just see. Although Slovenia probably have responded quite well to going behind, haven't crumbled. They've actually had some good opportunities themselves since going behind. That Sesko chance was just before Denmark scored, and then they had 1 or 2 efforts from set pieces through Janse, but they have looked promising on the ball. They've tried to play those balls in behind the defence. That's a nice ball to Eriksson round the corner, finds Christiansen. Christiansen looking for the squared cross, looking for Højlund, but well dealt with there by Drakusic. As there was a push there on Sesko, but the referee says no foul, as Denmark have the ball at the back with Christensen. Now Højbjerg. Going to switch it now, Pierre-Emil Højbjerg. He does so, but well dealt with by Erik Janse. And All Black receives the ball, but the high press from Denmark looking to bear fruits there, and they have kept it alive. Here's Ba looking for the cross. Eriksson was in the middle, and Bijol had to put it behind for the corner. Trying to play out from the back there, Slovenia, and they almost got themselves in a bad position, almost got caught out in that moment. A Danish corner here. A sea of red in front of them. A few white spots. They're all mostly Danish fans in that stand behind the goal. It's a fizzed cross in from the corner. It will find its way right back out to Eriksson again, who will fizz it back in again. Oh, wicked deflection! My goodness me! It almost snuck in at the far post there. Wow! Eriksson fizzed that one in with pure pace, and it was Sesko trying to clear it away. He hit it off his own man in Lakar, and he knows nothing about it, and the ball was just sneaking towards the back post, and All Black was grappling towards it. Will be another corner the opposite side. That was close. Eriksson, back post, the header is wide from Jannik Vestergaard. Few goal mouth moments there for Denmark. Got up well at that corner, Jannik Vestergaard. Just seeing the goal again. That flick is sensational. It's superb. Top quality. And then the finish from Eriksson is wonderful. You could sit and watch that all day long. It's beautiful. Oh, playing out from the back again. Slovenia almost got themselves into trouble. Just got away with it, getting the throw in. Denmark with that high press, starting to cause issues. I mean, it already has caused issues. That's where the goal came from, the high press. And Denmark won the throw in, and they scored from then. Ball in behind. What a run. Oh, nice idea. And it was Sporar that run through. Really nice ball. I think it was Janka that made the ball. Janza, sorry. Played the ball in behind. Lovely weighted ball. He's onside there, Andras Sporar. And it just comes off his knee. He tries to control it with his right foot, and that is so close. Yet so far for Slovenia there. They are threatening. They can pose a threat on the counter, Slovenia. Got the quality in the side. As we hit the half-hour mark here in Stuttgart. Slovenia 0, Denmark 1. Separated by a Christian Eriksen goal. I think Denmark are possibly, of course they would be, eyeing up a second goal, but Slovenia just keeping them kind of sensible at the moment. Although that's a poor pass as Eriksen picks up the loose ball, squares it right across, finds Hjulmand. Lovely work to keep it alive by Wind. Now out to Ba. Hjulmand trying to find the run of Alexander Ba, but well marshalled, well tracked back there by Jansa. Again, brought down nicely in the middle. Højlund trying to spin away. Plays it off to Wind now. Back to Hjulmand. Very crowded area in and around that box. As Højbjerg oversteps it and gives the ball away, and now it's a 3-on-3. Told you about this counter here. Sporar. Sesko's arriving. Sporar, can he find someone? He's not going to go for the cross yet. He whips it in. And Christensen headed away, but they keep it in play there. Does Sporar. But again, bit of complacency. Højbjerg just a bit lazy in his touch. It allows Sporar to break away and lead the charge of the counter. In the end, Denmark got bodies back at some speed, and it all closed down and fell away from Slovenia all of a sudden. That counter. And they're starting to get more possession now. Jansa to Elžnik. Back it comes to Bijol. Dragosic. Right it goes. Chested down nicely by Jansa. Back to Bijol. Goes to the ball over the top, and the run in behind. And that was Stojanovic. It made the run over the in behind, and the ball over the top again was a threat. He was pointing for it. He was offside. Strong back line by Denmark there. All in sync with each other. Ba, Andersen, Christensen and Vestergaard. All in line with one another. Playing the offside and playing it well. Clearly that's the idea from Slovenia in moments, to pop that ball over the top and maybe break the offside trap, beat the offside trap. Because if they do beat it, they could very well be in and have a good opportunity at goal. Christensen. Hjulmand. Ba. Back to Andersen and now Christensen. Well, these two have played 6 previous times. I'll pause. They always attack when I'm talking. Wind with a cross. Christiansen was up with a header, but didn't make anything of it. Eriksen will battle back, win the ball down the right-hand side. Bodies forward. Eriksen with a cross, and Højlund was arriving, but a really good sliding challenge from Jakob Bijol. Very good sliding challenge just to hook it away and out for the corner. Beautiful cross by Eriksen. Very threatening into what we call that corridor of danger. Certainly was a corridor of danger as Højlund was lurking. Will be a Danish corner. 11 minutes of the first half to go. Slovenia 0, Denmark 1. Eriksen with a deep cross. Into the box, headed on. And it will be brought down on the left-hand side by Christiansen. And Anderson closed down, and now maybe a counter could be on here. Not many bodies forward for Slovenia. They tried to go for the quick feet. Good challenge by Højbjerg to win the ball back that time. Got all ball, making up for his earlier mistake. Pierre-Emil Højbjerg, Tottenham Hotspur midfielder. As I was saying, these two have played each other 6 previous times. Slovenia yet to win against Denmark. They've got Denmark 5 wins, just the 1 draw. And Slovenia have just scored 3 goals against Denmark previously. Denmark 14 goals in their previous meetings against Slovenia. Vind, lovely ball out to the right hand side. Bad made the run, but well dealt with by Janse again. As Hjulmand recovers it. Eriksson. Højbjerg to Hjulmand. Schmeichel. Kasper Schmeichel, another. Talked about Jan Oblak. Another experienced goalkeeper is Kasper Schmeichel. 37. Was at Leicester for 11 years. Joined Leicester in July 2011 till August 2022. Then joined Nice for a year and is now with Anderlecht, of course, in Belgium. Kasper Schmeichel, but has spent the majority of his career at Leicester City. Started off in the Manchester City youth team in England. Was in the Man City side for a while. Went on loan a couple of times before eventually settling long term at Leicester City in 2011. Really experienced himself, or kind of established himself, sorry, as one of the top goalkeepers in the world at the time when Leicester were winning the league in 2016 under Claudio Ranieri. Cherin out wide to Kornacik. Cross comes in, and that was a dangerous one, and Ba didn't want to take any risks. Puts it behind for the Slovenian corner. Lovely cross by Karnišnik. And Sporar does get ahead of, I think it was Vestergaard that he got ahead of there. He did, and Ba had to put it behind for the corner. Threatening there from Slovenia. They have another corner. As we come into the latter stages of this first half, Denmark with more defending to do. Taking the corner short. Nice 1-2. Janse across now to Stojanovic. Ball into the box. Headed back down. Sporar just kind of passed it. The flag was up in any case, as it was headed back into the path of Andras Sporar. Nice ball by Stojanovic. Just trying to see who that was offside. Elchnik maybe was offside, and then headed back down into the path of Sporar, and he just didn't get it right, didn't catch it right. I mean, he was offside in the end, so it wouldn't have mattered, but it was a big chance, and Sporar didn't know that at the time, and it was an offside. But Slovenia, despite Denmark getting the lead and having the lead, Slovenia certainly not out of it. Still competing pretty well. Looking dangerous in moments. Schmeichel under pressure there by a Sesko press. Finds it out to Vestergaard, and Denmark playing between the lines. That's lovely 1-2 touch football. Hjulmand now with space. On the spin is Jonas Vind. Back to Hjulmand. And now Højbjerg, which gets Denmark up the pitch now. Right on the right hand side is Ba. His body's in the box. Doesn't go for the early cross. Finds it out to Eriksson. And looking to get the ball back. Ba plays it back to Eriksson. Body's in the box. Eriksson goes for the shot. Bouncing down. Bounce carries Christiansen wide. Looking to keep it alive. Højbjerg. Back to Christensen. Pierre-Emil Højbjerg. Down the left-hand side is Victor Christiansen, taking on his man. And chops back to Højbjerg, who will look to put the cross in. Nice delivery, all the way through. Ba will chase, and it will bounce out for a corner, which gets an applause from the Danish fans behind that goal. Nice cross by Højbjerg, threatening one into the box, and Ba had made a nuisance of himself, and it did come off Janza last that was tracking it all the way through. He was heavily involved as they threw bodies at that one, Slovenia, and it will be a Danish corner. Eriksson with the delivery to the back post, punched away by Jan Oblak. Christiansen has to go back to Schmeichel. Vestergaard to Højbjerg. Now Vestergaard. Down the left-hand side is Eriksson. Very fluid. Very free, Christian Eriksson. He's popping up everywhere at the moment. Left back, right wing, through the middle, centre forward. He's popping up here, there and everywhere at the moment in this Danish side. Vestergaard. Cross to Anderson as he pops it forward as runners. And that was well dealt with by Karnišnik. Drakusic clears it away, but not very far because Eriksson picks it back up again. Eriksson wanted to go for the shot there. It's charged down well. Hjulmand gets it back though. Højbjerg. Christensen. Højbjerg to Ba. Denmark passing it around. Jonas Finn coming a bit deeper to help out, to get involved in the build-up. Here's Højlund involved now. Here's Christiansen wide on the left and how to feed it through. Finn does well to battle back to get the ball. Cuts it back for Eriksson, who fires over the bar. That's another good chance. Not a great finish at all by Christian Eriksson. Just swipes at the ball, leaning back, calls and calls for it, and leans back, tries to find the top corner. And it goes flying into the stands behind the goal. And he knows how good of an opportunity that was. Kasper Hjulmand, head coach on the sidelines. Wonder what he'll be thinking so far. His side have done pretty well. Maybe would have wanted another goal just to give them a bit more of a comfort factor, and that kind of help their hopes, kind of relax them a slight bit more. With Slovenia only being one goal down, still very much in the game. It only takes one moment. They have a free kick here. Flicked forward. Dealt with well by Christensen in the box. And Højlund trying to hold the ball up. Does well at holding it up. And now Hjulmand. Højbjerg now to Ba, who forces it forward to Eriksson, who spins away from his man. Trying to switch it across, but too optimistic that from Eriksson, although he'll get it pulled back for the free kick. The referee was playing advantage there. Just see it here. Eriksson spins away, and so it's a late pull there. Yeah, it's a clean tug by Karnišnik. Yeah, pulls Eriksson to the ground, and it is a free kick, so Denmark do keep the ball. Christiansen's ball, though, is poor. Well, closed down by the man who gave away the free kick. And a long ball up the top. Again given away by Slovenia. Here's Jonas Vind to get Denmark forward. Last couple of seconds of the 45 minutes. And there will be just the one added minutes at the end of the first half, so not much to add to the end of the first 45 here in the Stuttgart Arena. I have to say, only the 1 minute. It's quite in stark contrast to our last big international competition in the World Cup in Qatar, where there was 9-10 minutes of added time every time round. They've now seen sense that was a bit ridiculous, and that's not going to be coming back anytime soon, thankfully. I'm sure I'm not the only one that's happy about that, because it was quite dreadful. That's the first half over. 1 added minute comes to a pretty quick end, and a first half where Denmark have slightly edged it. The scoreline shows just that, and they do have a narrow lead over Slovenia, but they're very much not out of this game, Slovenia. Their first Euros finals game in 24 years, and they're still very much in it. Half time in the Stuttgart Arena, it is Slovenia 0, Denmark 1. Analysis on the way next. Welcome back to Euro 2024 live here in LFS this Sunday afternoon, and it is halfway through the second game of the day. Bit confused there. There we are, there's the scoreline. I was wondering why that hadn't come up. There we are, Denmark leading by 1-0 at the break against Slovenia. Christian Eriksen's nice effort, having them narrowly ahead. But really, in the grand scheme of things, I wouldn't say Slovenia will be disappointed with that first half at all. I don't think Denmark can be overly ecstatic. They could be happy with what they've shown, but I don't think they'll be over ecstatic about that first half. I think Slovenia have done pretty well in that first half, considering they haven't played in a European competition in over 20 years, and the fact that the majority of this, if not all of this team, obviously all of this team, have never played at this level before, so it's new to them, and they haven't looked like they're out of their depth or they're not in the game. They're very much still in the game. They're posing some threats in behind. Those balls over the top have really been a constant for Slovenia in that first half. The set pieces have looked decent as well. They have caused one or two issues. Probably their best moment of that first half was Benjamin Sesko's effort just before Denmark took the lead, and Sesko did really well. He broke free, got a bit of space, and he just thought, why not hit it? And he hit it wonderfully, but it just escaped and got the wrong side of the post. But a really nice effort, very close to giving Slovenia the early lead, and it was a really good effort, really good chance for Slovenia. Then right up the other end, Denmark get the ball up, give it away. They press to win it back through Højlund. He does well to win the throw-in. And without literally a second to take a breath, they get the throw-in in. Straight to Jonas Vind in the box. And what a flick from Jonas Vind round the corner. Beautiful to find Christian Eriksen on running. And Eriksen just takes the touch and toe pokes it into the bottom left of the net with his right foot. Really nice goal. Well worked goal. And you talk about, you could watch that like over and over and over and over again, and you would never get bored because it is massively exciting, and it's great. It's fantastic. And if you haven't seen it, definitely check out the highlights because it is fantastic, and we'll be putting in that's going to be in our highlights for one of our goals of the day on TikTok this evening, so we'll have that one up for you because it's been a wonderful goal. It was beautifully created, and you have to say it was at a point where Denmark were kind of in a bit of limbo. They were controlling the game in the early moments, but it was kind of at a point where Slovenia had one or two kind of spells of possession where they were showing themselves a bit more and starting to grow into the game, but Denmark took the goal at the right moment. It was in the right moment. It got them that rhythm. It got them that kind of momentum in the game that continued. But I think, being honest, and we've seen it a couple of times in the previous games, when a goal happens, when a team concedes a goal, they actually respond well to it. I mean, Slovenia responded well. They had a couple of set pieces themselves, a few corners, got in behind a bit more. They looked like they weren't fazed by conceding the goal. They knew that they were going to have a tough task against this Danish side, but they have belief in themselves that they can get forward and they can get the chances and can create something themselves. And as I mentioned, that Sesko shot is exactly that. They've got a star man in Benjamin Sesko up front. Fantastic footballer, Benjamin Sesko. The RB Leipzig man, 21 years old, youngster, youthful, but a leader and experienced player at the same time. Quite contrastingly, but he is. And that shot is really good. You know, we talk about how good certain players are. Benjamin Sesko is that type of kind of talisman. Although he's young and he's only coming through at 21 years old and only joined RB Leipzig from Salzburg last year. But really, in his first season at Leipzig, he's shown a real great intent. 14 goals in the Bundesliga last season. You know, that's the type of player you want in your national side. Someone who's a real kind of believer in the team, that kind of someone that can kind of bring you together and kind of hold you together. And I saw a replay after the goal went in, and he was kind of geeing up the team, getting them going, saying, don't worry about it, let's keep going. And that's the type of person you want in your side. Yes, the quality and the ability and the sheer kind of talent that the player has, that's what you want. But at the same time, you don't want someone who's a kind of a complainer and someone that throws their hands in the air and gets really annoyed really easily. You do not want that in a side because it can really derail you and demotivate you. When you have that type of, well, that's the word, a motivator in the side, both in his actions and in how he plays the game, that's exactly what you want. And Benjamin Sesko seems to be that for this Slovenian side. But in terms of Denmark, I don't think they've looked, incredible. I don't think they've been up to their very best. I think they can show a lot more in the game. I think they can move those passes quicker. I mean, when they could do that one-touch football, they're impenetrable. They're unstoppable. I mean, that's where the goal came from. That quick, off-the-cuff type of football where they're pinging the ball about. And we talk about how even the best defences in the world struggle to deal with that one-touched football, intricate passing. Denmark have the capability and the talent and the quality to do that. I don't think they've done that enough in that first half, and that's probably the only negative I can really say. They haven't done what they're really good at enough in that first half, and I think they need to show that more in the second half, and the goals will come. But at the same time, Slovenia are still very much in this game, and that's what also Denmark need to be wary of. Yes, go for the second goal, but don't overcommit, don't overgo for it, because let's not forget that Slovenia are still very much in this, but have belief in themselves, because they've had a lot of quality. And I think, to be honest, Rasmus Højlund's kind of been a bit isolated at times. He's had one or two involvements. He was involved in the build-up to the goal, but I don't think we've seen him at his very best in that first half. I think we need to see a bit more from him. Jonas Vind has been more kind of versatile in and around that area. Eriksson as well. I think Eriksson and Vind have been the main focal point for Denmark in that first half. I think the back three have done okay. The midfield have been thereabouts. I mean, Højlund and Hjulmand have not really massively done anything. They haven't had to be kind of top level, but I think they've done okay. And I think Eriksson has been, I mean, he's Christian Eriksen. He's back to what we know of Christian Eriksen at his best. You know, at Manchester United he's had a tough time of it. He's better when he gets the ball and he looks ahead of him, not worrying about what's behind him. That's what how you get the best out of Christian Eriksen. Have him free on the pitch and looking ahead, looking towards the opposition goal, having his own goal well behind him and not for him to worry about. At Manchester United, at his club, we've seen him more worrying about that defensive midfield, and he's been put in that position. That's not where we see Christian Eriksen at this level, and in this international club or his international team. That is where he's at his best, in that more advanced 10 role where he can create things. He's a great set piece taker. He's a wonderful passer of the ball, and we've seen that quality in the first half, and I want to see a lot more of that because it's great to watch. Fantastic to watch. You know, you could sit and watch Christian Eriksen all day in this team. We will see what will happen in the second half, where Denmark lead by a goal to nil, and they're getting Group C underway. We've one more Group C game to come for you later this evening. Serbia taking on England. Last time round's runners-up, England, are beaten in the final at Wembley against Italy, and they will be in action later against Serbia, who themselves are not a bad side. This could be a tight group. Who knows? We'll find out. Second half from the Stuttgart Arena, where it's Slovenia 0, Denmark 1. It's on the way next. Welcome back to Euro 2024 live here on LFS. The second half is almost about to get underway here at the Stuttgart Arena, where it is Slovenia 0, Denmark 1. Quickly run you through the first half stats while we are here. Denmark dominated the possession in that first half, 70% of the ball to Slovenia's 30%. They had 8 shots in that first half, Denmark. Slovenia just the 3. 5 corners to Slovenia's 3 as well. Over 200 more passes than Slovenia, 380 to Slovenia's 166. In terms of shots on target, just the 1 shot on target, which was the goal, as the only shot on target of the first half. That is to talk about, and they scored in that one big chance. Slovenia have had 4 touches in the opposition penalty area. Denmark 18 touches in the opposition penalty box. Right, almost ready to go. The players in the tunnel. And so far, we talk about the inexperience and the kind of infantile nature of Slovenia at this level, at a international competition such as this, an international tournament. And they haven't looked like they're out of their depth. I said that at half time. I said that in my analysis. You know, they haven't looked out of their depth. They haven't looked like they're not in this, that they're not capable of getting something from this game. They are very much capable. And from what I saw in that first half, why not? Still only 1-0. The scoreline says that they're capable of getting something, but also their quality. And the vision that they showed in that first half also shows that they're capable of getting something. And we'll see if they are. As we're ready to go, all 22 players back out on the field. Denmark have been out for a good couple of minutes. Slovenia just returning to the field in the last minute or so. Just waiting on the referee's whistle. And there we are. Denmark get us going for the second 45 here in the Stuttgart Arena. Great to have you with us here in LFS. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching and getting involved and joining us this evening. And over the last couple of days, we've got so much more to come for you. Another 4 weeks of this. It is glorious. 28 days' time, we'll be watching on as the Euro 2024 final would be about to get underway very soon after that. In 4 weeks today, in the Olympiastadion in Berlin. Great to have you with us. Do hit the like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications as well if you haven't done so already. You'll not want to miss a thing. Plus, follow us on socials as well, on X, Instagram, and TikTok. All the links you need are in the video description. And thank you very much for watching us here. Busy times, but it's great. Why not? That's what we love. I think both teams are going to have an attacking approach to this second half. With Slovenia pushing for an equaliser, Denmark will be pushing to further their advantage, further their lead. We'll see which one pulls out. Slovenia get the throw in down the left-hand side. Be interesting to see what would have been interesting to hear from the Slovenian head coach. Wondering what he was saying to his side, Maciej Kek, at half-time. What he would have said to his team. You know, I think it would be mostly positive about Slovenia's first half performance against the side that were in the semi-finals last time round. Denmark, to only find themselves a goal down would be a positive. Take that throw in. Not taken down the first time as Vind gets it forward, and here's Højlund to try and run at the goal. Højlund using his pace. Good recovery there from Bischel to get it away. But Hjulman gets it back. Now Vind down the right hand side. Trying to break into the box, but runs out of room there. Jonas Vind. And Højlund tried to use his pace to burst his way through. And almost did get through there. And it's a good challenge by Jakobíšol. He's been strong for Slovenia so far defensively. He's probably their best defender so far, their most involved defender. Jakobíšol. Højbjerg to Joachim Andersen, and he looked for the ball over the top to find Højlund, but closed down. Slovenia will give away the throw-in there. Thought they were going to win the throw-in, but they've given it away. But they're still applauding their team, those Slovenian fans. Here's Christiansen down the left. Back to Yannick Vestergaard. Back to Christiansen. Still down that left flank. To Hjulmand. In between the lines. Now Eriksson. Anderson a bit wayward on the ball and gives it away. And now Sesko trying to burst forward, but pulled back all the way there, Benjamin Sesko. And there's going to be a yellow card coming out to Hjulmand there, Morten Hjulmand, who's going to get the free kick, or give away the free kick, and get a yellow card for his troubles. I don't think it was a yellow card. It's a bit harsh, I think, from the referee's point of view, or from my point of view, for the referee to give a yellow card to Morten Hjulmand there. It's a bit unlucky. It's not much of a pull. It's a slight tug, but it's not like he's trailed him to the floor. I don't think it's a yellow card worthy challenge, but that's the referee's decision. And Hjulmand with the first yellow card of the game. Sesko chests the ball down nicely into space, as I think it was Mlachar was trying to flick it forward, and Christensen had it covered for Denmark to clear it away. Sesko had made the run in behind again. Does well, he chests it down, gets past Anderson, and Anderson come flying with the foot there. If he had connected, that would have been a dangerous challenge. Luckily for both him and Sesko, it didn't connect. Jansa to take this throw in on the left hand side for Slovenia. Looking to pose a threat early doors on this second half. Long throw into the box from Jansa. Bouncing in. Oh, and it was a good opportunity. It was nicked away from Kasper Schmeichel. And that was very close. So just had to see the replay. The long throw in, and it comes falling down. And it takes a deflection off Højlund, who comes sliding into, or not Højlund, sorry, Vestergaard to slide in. And then Christiansen just clears it away. But a close one there for Slovenia, and that long throw might just work for them. Might be a slight advantage they could have. And they're going to go for it again from the opposite side. There's a lot of height in there. Long throw in again. This time got away from Schmeichel once more, all the way through. Still alive though. Whip back across to the back post. There's a man down in there. There's a Slovenian player down. I couldn't see who it was. Trying to see. Sesko was battling at the front post with Vestergaard and Schmeichel. Schmeichel punches it away. It's Stojanovic that heads it across goal, and then Sporar is the one that's stretching. Bijol couldn't reach it. Very close. It's Sporar that's on the floor. He just gets a slight kick from Anderson. Yeah, it's not a foul. Anderson just swiping a leg out. Although there is a potential penalty check. Penalty is checked. No penalty. The check is complete there. It's a quick look. Some would say that it was quite similar to the moment in the Germany-Scotland game. This time, though, the defender didn't make clean contact with the attacker, so it wasn't a foul. It's just a stray leg from Anderson, but it's not a foul. wasn't a penalty, and the on-field decision remains. No penalty is the decision. But that long throw was a real threat, a real kind of threatening moment for Slovenia. It's certainly going to keep doing that when they get the chance. That's 2 long throws, and they've come very close to finding the net from both of them. Got the man advantage in that position, although there's going to be a foul here. Free kick given away, and it's going to be Højbjerg that was fouled. And there's a yellow card come out, and it's Stojanovic this time that's been booked. Again, he drags back, and again, I don't think that's a yellow card either. He does stretch for the ball. He had control, and then he was stretching for it. I think Højbjerg makes more of a meal of that than he probably should. It's not anywhere near as crazy as Højbjerg made it look. Made it look like. He went down like he was shot there. Did Bjørn Højbjerg? He just got clipped. It's not more than a foul. It's just a free kick. I think the yellow's a bit harsh. Nonetheless, free kick to Denmark. Christian Eriksen to take. You would fancy him trying to find a teammate there. Right-footed delivery. Flicked on and flicked wide. I think it was Christensen that got the header, or Anderson, one of the two. See it again. Eriksen, lovely delivery, as always, from Eriksen. And it was Anderson that was... Christensen that was stretching. Yeah, he got up for the header, and it took a deflection off the chest of one of the Slovenian defenders, and it goes deflected wide for the corner, which Eriksen will deliver in, and flicked away by one of the defenders in there. And then there's a crunching challenge come flying in on bar there by Stojanovic. It will be a free kick to Denmark. Good spell here for the Danes. Couple of set pieces, just a shove by Petr Stojanovic. Right into the back of Alexander Ba there. It is a foul. Stojanovic has to watch himself. If the referee's already given him a yellow card for a soft foul, that's another foul that's going to go against him. He needs to watch himself. He's on a yellow. Can't be doing 2 more of those. Free kick to Denmark. Wide on the right-hand side. Christiansen leaves it. Eriksen to take, right-footed. All the way through into the box, but cleared away that time. Delivery was medium height, shall we say. Højlund, does well. Takes the ball down, finds Eriksen. Body's still forward here for Denmark. It's just about kept in by Joachim Andersen there. The Slovenian fans not agreeing with that decision, but he did keep it in. Just about. Was on the line. Højbjerg through the lines. Eriksen leaves it. Allows Højlund to pick it up. Højlund taken down, but the referee will play advantage. By into the box. Vind seen out. Will be a corner. Bijol there. Strong defending once more. Højlund got a right whack. Actually, he was offside. There, Rasmus Højlund. They didn't flag it. The official might have got away with one there. There, Denmark. We'll get the corner out of this. Christian Eriksen to take. Right-footed delivery. Into the box it goes. Headed away. Double header to clear their lines there, Slovenia. Back to Victor Christiansen for Denmark. He will go back to Schmeichel. He will loft it out to Eriksen on the right hand side. Anderson. Christensen and now across to Vestergaard. Well, this is Denmark's 10th Euro appearance, second in succession. They've only missed 2 of the last 11 tournaments, stretching back to 1984. course, they reached the last four at Euro 2020, their best showing at any finals since they won the competition in 1992. They went through Group B that time. They lost their first two fixtures against Finland and Belgium, Denmark, but a 4-1 win against Russia on match day 3 took them through as runners-up behind the Belgians. They beat Wales 4-0 in the round of 16, Czechia 2-1 in the quarterfinals before losing 2-1 in extra time to England in the semis. And they won their qualifying group, Group H, Denmark. They finished level with runners-up Slovenia, obviously, on 22 points. They won 7 of their 10 qualifying games, drawing 1, losing 2. They were beaten by Kazakhstan early on, Denmark, but they won 6 of their next 7 qualifiers, and they booked their place with a 2-1 win against Slovenia in their penultimate fixture of the qualifying campaign. But both teams have never previously played in this city. Both Slovenia and Denmark have never previously played in Stuttgart before, so both their first times in this city. And that Danish spell of good possession and a few set pieces on the bounce have come to a bit of a close. It's gone to a bit of a limbo in the last few moments. Slovenia just backing their way into the game a bit more again. And that narrow scoreline keeps it very much finely poised in the second half. Bijol, lovely pass out to Karničík, to Čerin, now to Drakusic, out to Janzanai. In between the lines, Sesko coming back from an offside position there. Try and pass the ball on. Will be a free kick to Denmark. Sesko seeing himself offside. Certainly a loud crowd inside the Stuttgart Arena. Certainly more red than white, but Slovenia are still very heavily supported in the crowd, as we have just got the hour mark there. The ones making the noise at the moment, those Slovenian fans, despite being behind, they are the better, well, they are the happier of the two sets of fans, although Denmark are happy, but Slovenia making their voices heard, trying to carry their side through. No disrespect to Slovenia, but this could be a once-in-a-generation moment for them. These games, their last tournament, their only previous tournament at Euros level was 2000, 24 years ago. Already mentioned. So majority of these young fans travelled for Slovenia, have never seen their side, their country, in a Euros before. So this is a special moment for them. Special tournament for them. I'm sure if they don't get out of the group, they will enjoy these 3 group games as much as possible, as Denmark whip the ball in. Deep cross from Christiansen from the left-hand side, but all the way through. Beat any of his teammates in there, and will bounce out the other side for a goal, for a throw-in to Denmark, or to Slovenia. Sorry. Just seeing the Slovenian fans. Well, Slovenia, in their only previous appearance in Euro 2000, they were in Group C that time, and they finished bottom of that group when they faced Spain, Yugoslavia, and Norway in that group. And they opened with a 3-3 draw against Yugoslavia, in which they had led 3-0 against 10 men with 23 minutes to go. And then they bowed out after a goalless draw against Norway, having lost 2-1 to Spain on match day 2 of that campaign. And Zlatko Zahovic scored 3 of Slovenia's 4 goals at that tournament. Their star man at that time. Can they have a star man in Germany? Elshnik here. Puts the deep cross in. Headed away by Vestergaard. As Denmark have it back now, but another good attempt, another good idea. There's a pull back there on Højlund by Drakusic. Højlund did very well to try and hold that ball up and did win the free kick out of it. Good centre forward play. Will the substitutions come into play as they did in our previous game this afternoon, with a substitute scoring a winning goal? Will it need to be a substitute to score a goal for either one of these two sides to secure something? Or will the players on the field at the moment can do the business? Late doors here. Ball down the left-hand side. Christiansen! Højlund off the line! Still recovered. Another shot blocked. Still alive. Højbjerg. Ba with a cross. All the way through out the other end. Christiansen cuts it back for Højlund. Couldn't bring it down. And Slovenia scramble it to safety. And they'll get the counter on going. Jan Oblak coming up trumps for his team there. Made a huge save against Rasmus Højlund off the line. Switch ball out to Janza. Brings it down with a terrible touch from Janza. But they'll get the free kick here. Janza just fouled off the ball by, I believe that was Jonas Vind. And he's feeling the pain of that one. Is Erik Janza. And the referee just talking to Jonas Vind, explaining his decision. I have to talk about that moment for Denmark a moment or two ago. Lovely cross by Christiansen, threatening into the corridor danger, that 6-yard box, and Højlund just throwing a leg at it. And Jan Oblak with an incredible save. That's wonderful. Bijol trying to track back, and he just makes himself as big as possible, Jan Oblak, and he took it right to the torso there, that ball. And that is such a good save, such a good opportunity. And Kasper Hjulmand, the head coach of Denmark, knew that. Threw his hands in the air, not happy that his side didn't get the second goal there. And knows how crucial that could have been if they had have doubled their lead. The ball in behind now. Anderson stretched, didn't reach it. Here's Sporar, puts the cross in, headed on and headed just wide by Adam Cherin. Wow. Beautiful ball out from the back from Janza down the left hand side. Why Joachim Andersen is stretching for that, I do not know. And Sporar got to the byline, chipped it across the box, and on running Cherin with the header, and he just kind of glances it wide of the right post. So close for Slovenia, and both sides have come very close to scoring in the last 2 minutes. There's going to be a change incoming, and it's going to be Slovenia that's going to make the change to Janovic, who's on a yellow card, is going to leave the field, and coming on is going to be Verbic in his place. Benjamin Verbic, who actually has some links to Denmark. He scored 22 goals in 99 matches in all competitions for Copenhagen between 2015 and 2017. And he won the Danish League and Cup double in both of his full seasons in Denmark. There you are. There's a link. To whoever gave you a link there. Denmark trying to threaten in the box again. Here's Eriksson. Shot over the bar. Another one flying over that upright. Over the net again from Christian Eriksson. Again, good throw in. Nicely worked with Jonas Vind. And it fell to Eriksson from the narrow angle from the left-hand side, and he just struck it. But far too much on it. And flying over the bar again. Have to keep those shots down. And a couple of teams, poor finishing has let them down. Netherlands, poor finishing. Italy, poor finishing. Have let them down. Denmark might be following the same suit, although on both occasions, Netherlands and Italy seen out the victory. Got the job done. Will it be similar here for the Danes, or will it finally work against them? As Verbic went down there, felt he was shoved down. It looked like he was, but the referee says no. Waves that away. It isn't a popular decision inside the stadium. Slovenia still without a shot on target in the game. Denmark with 2 shots on target, their goal. And another shot on target as well with Rasmus Højlund. Had that one saved. You feel if Slovenia do get a shot on target, they could find the net. Could come down that crucially. The referee giving Slovenia that free kick. Just over 20 minutes to go. Ball over the top. Headed away there by Anderson. Up the pitch, it gets its way to Højlund. Brings it down. Lovely interchange of play between Eriksson, Vind and Højlund. And now Eriksson out wide to Højlund. Charging in on the goal. Rasmus Højlund trying to find his way through. And again, good defending. Drakusic this time to put it behind for the corner. With 20 to go. And it's still Slovenia 0, Denmark 1. One of the Slovenian coaches there just was booked a few moments ago. A few complaints of the referee. And the referee responded with a yellow card. Corner for Denmark, left-hand side. Need that second goal. Right-footed delivery in. Headed on over the bar again. Jonas Vind this time. Header. Clean header. Just ballooned it over the bar. Couldn't keep it down. Actually just came flying off his head. He didn't actually make any action towards it. He had no time to react. Didn't think it was coming towards him and just bounced off his head and went behind for the goal kick. Jonas Vind, of course, scored 8 goals for Denmark in his international career. And last season, scored 11 goals in the Bundesliga for Wolfsburg. Here's Verbic. So just passing it around here, Slovenia. They've had better possession in the second half. Much more consistent possession. In kind of patchier spells, but they have passed it around nicely in moments. All it takes is one moment. Denmark are, I think you're going to get the free kick here. Hjulmand was the one on the floor. And this is a Denmark free kick, and it looks like Slovenia are going to make 2 more changes in a moment. Caught the glimpse of one of those players, Jon Stankovic. He's readying himself on the sidelines. Couldn't quite see the other player. But they are readying too. Janza with a throw in on the left hand side, and that will be a pullback on Sesko. It will be a free kick to Slovenia. Yeah, he does have a bit of a grip of Sesko there. Does Joachim Andersen, so it will be a free kick. And Janza is standing over it. His body's in the box. Whether they're going to make these changes just yet or not, or they're going to wait for this set piece, we'll see. Got their 2 substitutes ready on the sidelines, Slovenia, so it doesn't look like they're going to make them just yet. Free kick then. Readied and waiting. It's whipped in. And it's all the way through. And what a chance. Sporar, I think, put it wide. Lovely delivery. And once again, couldn't find the net. Lovely ball by Janza. Right through. And it come off the foot. The right boot, I think it was Andras Sporar. It was Sporar, and he just side-footed it well wide of the left post. Just has to guide it in towards Kasper Schmeichel. The pace is there. All he has to do is put his foot and guide it into the net. But he's tried to take the strike, and he's ended up pinging it wide of the goal. And they're going to make those subs now. So it's going to be Jan Selar and Jon Stankovic that's coming on for Slovenia. Making way is going to be Jan Mlakar and Timmy Max Elshnik. So Timmy Elshnik and Jan Mlakar coming off, and Stankovic and Celar coming on, or Chelar coming on. And Denmark are going to make 2 subs of their own very shortly, not just yet. Yusuf Poulsen and Joachim Mela waiting on the sidelines to be introduced with 15 to go. Still Slovenia 0, Denmark 1. So far, our lowest scoring game of the tournament. Denmark haven't been as threatening in this second half as they once were in that first. What a shot from Sesko off the bar! My goodness me! Where did that come from? Calm possession from Slovenia. And Benjamin Sesko unleashes a rocket. Again, they get the brick of the ball here, Slovenia, and he just whacks it. Full power with the right foot. And it just comes smashing off the post. What an effort from Benjamin Sesko. He had a great effort in the first half that went wide of the post, and that one's hit the post. Corner comes in. Headed away. Still alive. The deflection. It's in! Magic moment for Erik Janza. And Slovenia have hung in there. Denied Denmark more goals. And have struck themselves. Erik Janza, the goal scorer, helped by a possible deflection, but it's been coming. Denmark have been playing with fire, and they have eventually got burned. Erik Janza, the finisher, and Danish fans looking on in disbelief. I said if they could get a shot on target, they could be finding the back of the net here. And that is exactly what has happened. The second phase of the corner, Denmark do not deal with it well enough. And that is a wonderful hit by Erik Janza. Left foot, takes a wicked deflection off Morten Hjulmand. Off his backside, and Flies past Kasper Schmeichel, who was wrong-footed completely. But if you don't take the shot, you don't get the goal. As the saying goes, you miss 100% of the shots you do not take. And if you don't shoot, you don't score. And Slovenia have taken their moment when it has come for them. And Erik Jansa, the man, to get them back on level terms. And that is exactly what they've been waiting for. And you could feel it was coming. Denmark haven't been as threatening in the second half, haven't been as clinical or as potent in the final third. And now they're not going to give up for a point here, Slovenia. They want to go for the 3. And the ball's in the box and they have a chance over the bar. Again, Sporar again in the middle. Lovely cross to the back post. Fizzed across by Jansa. And then Sporar in the middle gets 2 shots at it. And the second one comes flying over the bar. But my God, all of a sudden Denmark, from holding on to a lead, could be crumbling in the latter stages here in Stuttgart. As I said, they lost their first 2 group games in Euro 2020 and they ended up in the semi-finals. They'll not want to repeat that same method to get to the latter stages this time round, but Slovenia getting that equaliser at exactly the right time and could be really energised for a late push for a winner. Kasper Hjulmand looks a lot more nervous and a lot more worried than he did. And I'm sure it's that Rasmus Højlund shot that was cleared off the line by Jan Oblak. That big save that made the difference. Kept Slovenia very much in the game. And Sesko's rocket off the post. It ended up going for the corner from the rebound, and the second phase of that corner saw Erik Jansa's strike deflect off Hjulmand and find the back of the net for 1-1. Bijol complaining at the giving of the corner here for Denmark, but they will get a set piece of their own. The Danes, 10 minutes of the 90 to go. And it seems to be another rescue mission needed here for one of the top sides to try and keep this 100% record going. No draws as of yet. Eriksson with a corner to the back post, and the header is into the hands of Jan Oblak. Header there from Yannick Vestergaard. Just sends it back the way it came. And a simple enough catch there from Jan Oblak. And the loud Slovenian fans who've been singing all the way through the game, despite being behind for the majority of it, are much more excited now, and they could be in again. Big chance! Oh, off the side netting from Sporar. I think might have took a deflection. See it again. Poor play in the middle from Denmark, given away by Hjulmand. And right the way through, Sporar makes the run in behind. Gets past Vestergaard, out muscles him. From the narrow angle, the right-footed shot might have just come off the fingertips of Schmeichel there. It did. And I think they've got the corner here, Slovenia. But the Danish fans' hearts are in their mouths. Can't believe that their side, from a dominant position in the first half, probably could have been even further ahead than 1-0, and now find themselves clinging on to try and get a point. The Slovenia are buoyed by this. Corner whipped in, and it's too close to Kasper Schmeichel, that one. And the Danish keeper will grab with relative ease there. We're set up for a grandstand finish in Stuttgart. Is there a winning goal on the cards? And either of the two teams could get the winner at this stage. Similar kind of output in our earlier game today between Poland and the Netherlands. And the Netherlands struck through Wout Weghorst to win 2-1. Which one of these sides could follow suit and win it late? And will we have our first draw of Euro 2020? Well, Denmark are going to make changes. They were going to bring on Poulsen and Mæhle. They're actually now going to bring on Yusuf Poulsen, and they're going to also bring on Kasper Dolberg as well. So Poulsen will replace Højlund, if I get that right, and Dolberg is going to replace Jonas Vind. There's going to be a third substitution as well. On top of that, Pierre-Emil Højbjerg is going to make way, and he's going to be replaced by Christian Norgard. So Poulsen, Dolberg and Norgard on, and Vind, Højlund and Højbjerg off for Denmark. So wholesale changes for Kasper Hjulmand to try and get his side off to a winning start this campaign. They'll need a goal to do that in the late stages. And Slovenia, their first Euros finals game in 24 years, could get them off to the dream start. And could really put the cat amongst the pigeons in Group C. There's a push there on Eriksson, I believe it was, and that will be a yellow card coming out here for Jan Sellar, the substitute. Poulsen trying to break forward, blocked off by Jakob Bischol, who's been fantastic at the back for Slovenia. Both centre-backs have been brick walls at the back for Slovenia all afternoon, as Poulsen tried to get the header on. There, cleared away by Drusic. In the box there, as Denmark had surrendered possession for a second, but Norgard wins it back. Through the lines it goes. Dolberg, now Poulsen finds Eriksson. Now to Kasper Dolberg. And trying to squeeze it through was Hjulmand, but closed down. Ba keeps it alive. Now Norgard. Out to Alexander Ba. Denmark pushing. Norgard looks to go low into the box. Poulsen pulled and hauled at, and the shot from distance from Morten Hjulmand goes straight into the hands of Jan Oblak. Nice idea. Stepping off these centre forward. And it's a decent enough save. Pretty comfortable in the end for Jan Oblak, but had to make it. Well, Benjamin Sesko's had both the two best chances of the game, and he hasn't found the back of the net from either of them. He hit the first half, he hit a shot from distance just wide of the left post, and then the second time round, a rocket from the edge of the box, blasting off the post. He's had two huge opportunities, but then just after that big rocket of a shot, they got their equaliser, Slovenia. And it's those moments where that can invigorate you, energise you. You know, I wouldn't say that the goal came from that shot, but that would do a lot to help them. That Sesko shot that came off the post. They do get a free kick here, Slovenia. Denmark have really lost their rhythm completely. Just haven't been as good in the second half. Cross comes in. And it's dealt with by Norgard in there. They do get it away. Here's Poulsen to break free. Trying to play it forward, but not the right idea. Eriksson wanted it over the top. Poulsen tried to play it through the lines and got their wires tangled there. Wires crossed. And Slovenia come back up the other end. Right-footed delivery into the box, headed on, and Headed just wide again. That time it was Verbic that got the header. Verbic claiming that he was fouled in the box, but Christian Norgard claiming innocence. Yeah, they're both going for the ball. It's nothing in that. Oh, maybe handball there. VAR checking for a possible penalty. But the check is complete. We had a quick look at it, but not for very long. It's not a pen. Just stood his ground there, Christian Norgard, and tried to get up for the header. Verbic got there ahead of him, and they both collided, but it's not a foul of any sort. "90 seconds of the 90 minutes to go, and contrasting feelings between the two sets of fans. Slovenian fans clapping and cheering along with their side. The Danish fans kind of head in hands at the moment, and the nervy movements. Worry that that this could be 2 points dropped for them from a winning position. And they're going to make another change here. It's going to be Thomas Delaney that's going to come on, and Morten Hjulmand is going to make way. And interestingly, listen to this. The 2-1 win at Parken Stadium in the qualifiers, Erik Jansa levelled in that game for Slovenia against Denmark. And Thomas Delaney, the substitute, 9 minutes after half-time, secured the winner. So could he have the similar impact and score a winner for his international side once again against Slovenia? I'm sure the Danish fans and their head coach and the players are hoping so. Here's Verbic though, down the other end. Might have an impact for him. Sesko lays it off. The shot from distance is just over the bar by Karnisic. And we will have 4 added minutes as the 90 minutes have come to a close. 4 more to go. And will there be a winner in added time? Would be the latest goal. Would be a late winner. Wouldn't be the latest goal of the tournament so far, but it would be the latest impact goal that could lead to a late winner. As the jeers ring around from those Slovenian fans with Denmark on the ball. Bah. Eriksson, left-footed ball, switched out to the left-hand side. And a committed bit of defending there by Karnisic on the right-hand side. Karnisic. And now the nervous faces on the Slovenian fans. I think their side could have a huge point in their grasp. Cross comes in, and all the way through it went. Poulsen and Dolberg were there, but neither of them could get a connection to it, and it bounced out for a goal kick. Threatening cross. A big opportunity there. Dolberg first, all the way through them. Poulsen tried to follow suit, but nowhere near it. Strong defending. Some of the Danish fans can't look. The Slovenian fans slowly starting to believe. 2 minutes of the 4 to go. Slovenia 1, Denmark 1 in Group C. And their 2 opponents in this group will probably be smiling ear to ear hearing that result. Serbia and England, before they play each other a bit later on this evening. Here's Norgard though, lifting it into the box. Headed up, not half cleared. Sesko getting back to help out, and the Sins ball forward has got too much pace on it. Goes through to the goal kick. A minute and a half to go. Don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on post notifications. Make sure you don't miss a single thing of Euro 2024. Over 40 games live here in LFS. This is game 6 of our tournament. We've done every game up to this point. We'll be finishing off with our third game of the day between Serbia and England with an 8 o'clock kickoff from Gelsenkirchen in about over an hour's time. Gareth Southgate's side get their tournament going. Last time's runners up. Oh, pass back there. Schmeichel had to knock it long. Last minute of the 94. Is there one last opportunity for either of these two to win it? Goal kick to Denmark. It's very nervous faces. Is there going to be a jubilant moment for either of these two teams? Late on. I don't think Slovenia are eyeing that up. They're going to make a double change, so they're just trying to run the clock down to see out this draw. It's Denmark that are going to try and go for the win, but they might not have much time to do it. Sporar and Sesko are going to come off. Very heavily involved up front, both players. Sesko hit the post just before the Slovenian equaliser, and Sporar has had chance at the chance this afternoon. And they're going to be replaced later on. I'll just get those names to you. David Brekalo and Yasmin Kurtic are the substitutes. 4 minutes are up. It's down to the referee how long he will play on. And that's it. Game over. And Slovenia, despite going behind early doors from Christian Eriksen's effort, they held in, they clung in, they defended for their lives in moments. Denmark, poor finishing at times as well, really kept Slovenia in this match. Denmark failed to kill them off, and they failed to get a victory. The first draw of Euro 2024. And Slovenia will be the much happier of the two teams. Erik Jansa's effort that deflected in off the back of Hjulmand is a huge goal for Slovenia. They've never progressed from a group stage before. Their only previous appearance in a Euros was a bottom of the group knockout. And Denmark are actually off to a better start than they got the last time round, and they got to the semi-finals. They lost their opening game of Euro 2020. They've drawn this one. But this will be a disappointment because they had the lead for a vast majority of time, and they failed to hold on to it. Final score in Stuttgart: Slovenia 1, Denmark 1. And Group C sees its first game of the competition come to an end in a draw, our first draw of the tournament. And we will have another Group C match to come for you in about an hour's time. Serbia taking on England. Let's just quickly have a look at the table to see how we stand in all the groups just before we round off towards our final game of the day. So Slovenia are top of the group. I don't know why that is. It could go either way, basically. Slovenia and then Denmark, the top two at the moment, having both drawn that game. England in third and Serbia bottom of the group at the moment. England and Serbia yet to play. So, that's where we stand in Group C. And both games complete in Group A and Group B. And one game to go in Group C on match day 1. And then our one game to go in Group D. And then Group E and F get underway over the next 2 days as well. On match day 1, it is starting to shape up and shaping up nicely, are those groups. And don't forget, one more game to come for you for our triple header today. And that is last time round's runners-up, England taking on Serbia. That's 8 o'clock kickoff. We'll be live in about an hour's time for that one. But it's the first draw of the tournament between Slovenia and Denmark. And they've dared to dream. Slovenia, and they got the result. Can the same happen in coming games in this Euros? That's what we love to see. We'll be back in about an hour for the other Group C game. See you then.